Okay, welcome to our first shiur of Elul, our Monday night shiur. Thank you, Gabriel. Before we start, our shiur is sponsored La'atzlachat Ariel ben Miriam, who's always first and foremost sponsored Torah Kedusha. Hashem should send him Hatzlacha bebracha in his Parnasa, Refuah, Shalom Bayit, Chinuch Eladim, Banim Zechanim, B'ezrat Hashem Yitbarach, Chol Medem Etavitz Onomar. Amen. Also to our two constant sponsors for the year, Yisrael ben Asher and his family, and also Simcha ben Reuven. Hashem should send them a lot of bracha, Hatzlacha, Parnasa. May they be inscribed and written and sealed in the book of life this coming Rosh Hashanah. Amen. Today I want to touch on three things with Hashem Yitbarach. Number one, Segulot for Chodesh Elul. Second thing, Hanhagot of Chodesh Elul. And number three, Kavanot of Chodesh Elul. And the reason I want to touch on these things was because everybody is so excited for Slichot, and we should be. One Ashkenazi said, any Ashkenazi here, I ask for forgiveness before I say this. One Ashkenazi said, why do Sfaradim start Slichot 30 days before? Because they eat kitniot on Pesach, and they take a shower during the 9 days, and they take haircuts during the 3 weeks. So they have to start early, slichot, to say, Chatan, Rahem Aleina. Yeah, that's what one of them said. I have something to say back to him, but we're not going to say it in public. So therefore, I want to talk about slichot, something very big. I know slichot is very tough. I want to talk about when is the best time to say slichot, and how come the people who are saying slichot at mincha time, they're not really doing the best thing. Could be it's even counterintuitive. We always have to understand that in Hanhagav Am Yisrael there's halacha, then there is the ruchaniyut beside the halacha. Not every person who said the halacha was mekaven towards the pnimiyut HaTorah. Okay? I understand what's the source of slichot. When did the Chachamim say to say slichot? What other hanhagot are there in the month of Elul? And specifically, we know we're going to say slichot. How many slichot, how many vayavors are there in the slichot? Five vayavors. Every vayavor in slichot, in the Sfaradi slichot, because the Ashkenazi slichot, I don't know if you guys ever davened in Ashkenazi slichot. I did. In yeshiva, you're not gonna know between your right hand and your left hand over there. Because why? Every day they have another slichot. They have 10 days slichot. They start a week before Rosh Hashanah and they end at Yom Kippur. It could be they start the Shabbos before Rosh Hashanah. It could be Shabbos before, a day before, 2 days before. And every day they have a new slichot over there. Something new over there. Our slichot was written by Anshe Knesset HaGedolah, the 120 men of the Great Assembly, whose head of them was Zerubbabel ben Shaltiel Pachat Yehuda, who was Mashiach Hashem, who built the second Beis HaMikdash, with three Nevi'im, Chagai, Zachariah, and Malachi. All of our slichot was written by the 120 men of the Great Assembly. We say, the Ari HaKadosh, we're going to learn tonight, said the Sephardi slichot word by word. The Rav Chaim Vital, it's written in the book Nagidu Mitzaveh, Rav Yaakov Tzemach. Rav Yaakov Tzemach was a Marano. He was grown up he was taken hostage by Spaniards, and after the Spanish Inquisition, they took him hostage as a young boy. He was a beautiful kid. They took him hostage. He grew up and he became a doctor in Spain. When he was 20, 30 years old, he found out that kids over there were making fun of him, that he was different, that he was Jewish. And he asked the person who raised him, what's a Jew? Converso. What's a converso? And he said, well, listen, you're not born a Spaniard, you're really a Jew. They took you as a shavui, as a young kid from the Spanish Inquisition. Your parents were killed, and they took you as a Catholic. All Spanish and French are mostly Catholics, right? The French, by the way, were split into two. The Huguenots and the Protestants. So most of Europe is Catholic. And what does that mean? For 2,000 years, who was killing and tovech the Jews? The Catholics. It's only lately that they changed. Lately, and it's become the opposite. The Protestants are running after us to convert us. In Israel, they wanted to open up a channel called I God. This channel, to speak about Hashem, is only giving out how to believe in Oto Ha'ish, Rahman al-Islam. That's the Protestants. Those are our Presbyterian, St. Francis, St. Louis, Saint Samachbin, Saint Olda, Yetzer Haraz and all the Satanim, Me'az Briat HaOlam V'ad Yameinu. All the evangelicals, right? They always give money to Israel. Why are they giving money to Israel? They believe that Yoshka won't come for the second coming until all the Jews will either go Laila Tov or convert. So they need it or convert. They believe that all Protestants, all Jews must convert or go Laila Tov. To them, to believe in Yoshka. Yoshka's the Mashiach. You could do whatever you, but he's the Mashiach. He's the Son of God.
The Savior.
Yeah, he's the Savior, exactly. Anyways, so Rav Yaakov Tzemach, he grew up in Catholic Spain. When he was 20, 30 years old, he went into the medical world. The medical world.
Like a good Jew.
Yeah, a good Jew. He was a doctor. He found out that he was Jewish. He threw everything away right away. He was 40 years old. Rav Yaakov Tzemach was 40 years old. He came to Tzfat. Who was in Tzfat at that time? The Ariya Kadosh and Rabbi Chaim Vital.
Wow.
And he threw everything away. He had such siyata d'shmai. Rabbi Chaim Vital gave his sister to Rav Yaakov Tzemach as a wife. And at 40 years old, he became a Choser B'Tshuva. And all of the Etz HaChaim, you see all those red books over there, is all Rav Yaakov Tzemach put them together.
After how many years?
40 years old. He was 40 years old when he found out he was Jewish. He was 30 when he was found out he was Jewish. Between 20 and 30, he came to Tzfat. He had a Brit Milah when he was 40 years old.
Wow.
Brit Milah. You know, not like today, they put anesthetic over there. He had a serious Brit Milah all the way. And he became so strong. He was a doctor. He was a doctor himself. And he became so strong, Dari, the Chaim Vital. He was also a big posek. He wrote the book Nagidu Mitzaveh, very famous book in all the Shulchan Aruch of the Ariya Kadosh, and in this book Nagidu Mitzaveh. And also Zer Zahav he wrote, and he put together all of the Etz HaChaim. Then Rav Chaim Vital gave his sister to him as a wife. Like to that level he got. And his student was Rav Meir Papirash. Rav Meir Papirash is the famous person who made the actual Etz HaChaim. He put together the Etz HaChaim, Rav Meir Papirash, all from a Sephardi Jew that didn't know anything. And Rav Yaakov Tzemach is me'id. He testifies in his book Nagidu Mitzaveh that the Ari, what was the Ari's last name? Rabbi Yitzchak Luria. His last name Luria. Anybody knows what the name Luria comes from? Where is it? Luria sounds it's a cool name, right? Luria. Yeah, Luria. Sometimes you see the name of the lion over there perched. What's Luria? Luria is a river in Germany. It's a river. There was a family, Luans is Luria. That there was a family, Rav Eliyahu Baal Shem. Remember I gave you guys a share of Rav Eliyahu Baal Shem Tov? The first Baal Shem Tov was Rav Eliyahu Baal Shem. He was they're all one family, Luria. They were a family that lived on the river of Luans. And their family was called Luria. The Maharshal, Rav Shlomo Luria, the famous posek, he was the cousin of the Ariya Kadosh. The Maharshal was the cousin of the Ariya Kadosh. And Rav Eliyahu Baal Shem was also either an uncle or a relative of the Ariya Kadosh. He actually writes in his Pirush on the Zohar Kadosh that one time the Ariya Kadosh came b'kfitzat haderech to Germany to paskin something. He writes that in his sefer of Eliyahu Baal Shem. So this is all one big. You don't get more German than the Luria family. Like these guys are Ashkenazim. That's that. So the Ariya Kadosh was German. Yeah, he was Ashkenazi, and his mother was Sfaradia. She was Egyptian. And his father was a Yerushalmi, but from Germany. And when he was learned from Eliyahu Hanavi, that we all learn, Rav Yaakov Tzemach heard from Rav Chaim Vital, and he wrote this in his book that he saw his Rebbe, Rav Ariya Kadosh, say the Selichot word by word as the Sfaradim do, word by word. Now I want to explain to you guys something. Many of you guys don't know this. And I'm saying this to you from a lot of research. The Ariya Kadosh had a yeshiva. Not like what you think, like you see a yeshiva today, 500 guys over there and there's a dorm room. His yeshiva was this Bet Knesset. This was his yeshiva. He had 12 students. 12, then later it was 24. 12, the first 12 left. But he had 12 main students. He wouldn't learn with all of them together at the same time. He would know which students he could learn with at what level. Rav Chaim Vital would learn with him, Rav Chaim Vital, from midnight till Alot HaShachar. That was their 6 hours together, from 1 till 6. Let's say in right before fall, at Tammuz and Tevet time, when the time comes exactly 6 hours, 666. That's when they would learn together. At the rest of the yeshiva time, he would learn with the older students. The Ariya Kadosh, he would sleep about maybe like David HaMelech, like Kishinat Sus. Kishinat Sus, when it would Chasot Laila, he would say Birkot HaShachar, and that's it. There was no sleeping after that. Straight, because what you see, a person has a nefesh, ruach, neshama, chaya yechida. How does a person know he reached his ruach level, or at least his ruach of his nefesh? Huh? There's a couple of ways to know you're shaking the ruach. You're awakening the ruach. Number one, your memory becomes very sharp. If you get your ruach, once you're getting your ruach, one way to know you don't have the Ariya Kadosh today. It's going to look at you and say you got your ruach, the nefesh, v'chule. One way you know is if your memory becomes extremely sharp. You don't forget the Torah that you learn. Some people are born with that already. They already have a very sharp memory, right? How do they know that they reach their ruach? If suddenly they have a very big drive to learn the parts of the Torah that nobody else wants to learn. Suddenly he has a very big drive to learn, Mishnayot Kodshim or Zvachim. Nobody learns Zvachim, only briskers. For them, they have to learn Masechet Barachot to know that they have the Ruach. But suddenly you have a very big drive to learn a certain aspect of Torah. Suddenly you learn Etz HaChaim, the last 10 Sha'arim. Nobody learns that. You have a very big drive for something that's rare. It means that you're in your nishama over there. Something is shaking over there. It doesn't come out of nowhere, these things. These things come out of a certain tosefet neshama inside of you. Alright? So the Ariya Kadosh, obviously, he didn't need to sleep that much. Why? His neshama, he only lived 38 years. All the 10 months he learned with Rav Chaim Vital. 10 months. All that 10 months, I'm teaching you guys over here from 2016, the shiur is here. All that stuff is what he taught him in 10 months. Everything I teach you guys is from the Ariya Kadosh. Nothing has changed. Rashash, maybe some Kavanot here and there. Everything. Rashash swore in Rav Shalom that he never moved 1 inch from the Ariya Kadosh. One time he wanted to learn something from one of the Gurei Ari. He said, I almost ripped my clothes in Avilut. They didn't understand what the Ariya Kadosh said. I don't want to get into much, but if the Ariya Kadosh, Rabbeinu Yitzchak Luria Ashkenazi, he was a German Jew. His father was a German Jew from the river Luhansk. The cousin of the Maharshal, the Rabbi Chaim Vital, said that he saw his Rebbe read Selichot word by word, and all the 5 Ya'avors and 12 alphabetot. There's 12 alphabetot. That means in Selichot you have something interesting. Only in the Sephardi Selichot you have this, not in the Ashkenazi Selichot. In the Sephardi Selichot you have 5 Ya'avors. Those 5 Ya'avors, why are they 5? First one is Keneged Partzuf HaKeter, which is Arich Anpin. Arich. Second Partzuf is Keneged Abba. Abba. Third is what? Ima. Fourth is Za. And fifth is No, which is the Malchut. So Arich is Keneged HaKeter. That's your first V'ya'avor. Interestingly, we all come to Slichot, we always miss the first V'ya'avor. The second one, Abba, is Keneged Chokhmah. Third one, Ima, is Keneged Bina. Fourth is Za, is Vak, from Chesed until Yesod. And Nok is Keneged, we were learning in Sha'arei Orah for the past 20-something shiurim. Malchut. La'akama shechinta ma'afera. That means if you go to Slichot and you miss one of the Ya'avors, you're missing one of the Partsufim. What are you relying on? What are you relying on? The kahal. You're relying on the kahal. That's the beauty of a minyan. We're all here to pick each other up. In the Vayavor, in the Slichot of the Sfaradim, there's 12 alphabetot. What is 12 alphabetot? There's 12 paragraphs. Each paragraph stands for a different aleph bet. So the first one starts aleph bet gimel dalet hey. That means there's lines over there. Every line starts with a different aleph bet gimel dalet. The next one does atbash, aleph taf, bet shin. The next one is, there's 12 different ones like that. Each one, when you're doing it, you're fixing. You see, the problem is when we learn Torah tomorrow, for example. Remember, those combinations. Why are they important? I don't want to get out of the order. I actually prepared you guys the shiur today. I don't usually do that. I think of an idea and we wing it. Yeah. Sometimes be'me'et ratzon we write stuff down. So what's the secret of? I don't want to go out of order over here. What's the secret of those alphabetot? We also have them when Mondays and Thursdays. Anshe emunah avadu ba'im bekoach masem aleph bet. Giborim la'amod b'peretz gimel. Dochim et ha'gezerot daled. Then you have the next one, which is what? Atbash, right? Then you have tamanu miraot shemizot zachanu avat shemimidatim. You have from the top, from taf to aleph, backwards, right? What's all those aleph bits? So here is the secret. The Ari Kadosh teaches us. I'm gonna show it to you guys from the Sefer. That it's not a diskisat as we say in Russian. It's not like, okay, Hashem no bagad no gazal no, and give me $1 million. It doesn't work like that. There is a hierarchy. There is a level. So you have to work yourself up, right? If you want to meet the president, you can't just say, hey, I'm in Washington, let's meet the president. You have to go through the Secret Service and Congress and the Senate. There is a vetting process, right? If you want to have gold, you dig gold out of the ground. You can't just get, that gold is garbage. You have to melt it and smelt it until you get the gold over there. It's a process, right? So too with Avodat Hashem. It's not like, Hashem, I did tshuva and accept me. There's malachim. They say to Hashem, wait a second, he doesn't deserve it. There's a whole vetting process over here. To have zidunot, which is the averot that we do on purpose, we know it's an avera. Only very few reach that level. There is a story with Menashe, the king of Yehuda, that he was taken hostage by the Egyptian king, and he put a tzelem in a echal. Imagine you put a cross inside the Beis HaMikdash. You get worse than that? You don't get. Imagine you put a church inside the Heichal. Imagine that. That's what he did. Hashem made it that the Egyptian king. Remember, the Egyptian king is his great father-in-law. Why? Shlomo HaMelech married the daughter of the. Right? They're all family over there. Right? He takes it, he puts him in a copper egel. Egel is the calf. I'm going to tell you something about a calf. You know, there's 4 faces of the Merkava. The lion, the eagle. So the Nesher is not an eagle, but let's call it an eagle for argument's sake. The eagle, the bull, or the calf, the cow, all the same. And the human. There are 4 parts to your day. The first 3 days, the first 3 hours of the day, the second 3 hours of the day, 6. Next 3 hours, the Gemara asks, what does Hashem do during all these 12 hours of the day? Oh, what's Hashem's schedule? You're laughing that the Gemara asks. It's not a Zohar, it's not a Kabbalah. Anybody who learned Masechet Brachot has to remember this Gemara. Huh? That's not what the Gemara says. That's what Hashem does on his, on the tzedus. Yeah, it's easy stuff over there. Should I tell you what he does during the 6 hours of the day? I'm going to talk to you in a second. I just want to let you guys know one thing before we're going to continue with Menashe, with Teshuvah. Remind me. Whoever says Selichot in Mincha time, I'm not discouraging you. I'm just giving you information. That last hour of the day, the part of the Merkava is the shore. The bull, the calf. Whoever says Selichot on the right time of the day, which is obviously the best time, is Ashmoret HaBoker, which is twilight of the morning. 4:45. Right? That, who's the Malach at that time? Michael. The lion. What was the animal that they used to see where at Ruach HaKodesh? That would take the Korban on the Mizbeach? The lion. If they wouldn't have the Zechut, they would see a dog. But they would never see a bull. Why not a bull?
Too early.
A bull is the worst. That's the Egel HaZahav. That means a dog, same Mishpucha. Is the dog is even on a higher level than the time of the calf. The shor is dinim kashim. It's huge dinim. Mincha time is dinim kashim. It's strong dinim. Now you see in Kabbalah, for example, Pakabaleh, as they say. How come we don't say Ve'avor at that night? Well, say also Aravit. Let's say Ve'avor Amona al Panav. Why don't we do that? There is an idea in Kabbalah, in the Sod. I don't like using the word Kabbalah. Sod. In the Sod, it's called Midgare B'chitzonim. Don't mess with the side that you're not supposed to mess with. Don't poke the bear. Lahavdil, Yamach Shemo V'Zichro, the guy with the small mustache. When he told the Japanese, don't mess with the sleeping giant before they dropped the bombs on Pearl Harbor. He said, don't mess with the sleeping giant. Don't wake up America. Back then, at least. Yeah, don't cause a tumble over here. And they didn't listen. Those Japanese, we gotta bless them in a way. I said they Baruch Hashem, they caused America to go in. They're Chateva, obviously. There is an idea, and so don't wake up the Chitzonim. I would never do Slichot at Mincha time. I know people will disagree with me. It's my opinion. You want to listen to me, listen to me. You don't want to listen to me, don't listen to me. But I would never do Slichot at Mincha time. It's a time of Din Kashe. It's a time of Din Me'ot Kashe. And you're Midgare B'chitzonim at that time. You're Midgare B'dinim. You're waking them up. You have to be honest with yourself. What's the point of the Slichot? To break your teva, to break your materialism. There's three greatest matanot of materialism Hashem gave us. One of them, that's the best one, by the way. I'm starting from the bottom. The bottom is, obviously, we all know, all men have that issue. We're all benonim over here. Let's not lie to ourselves. We're not tzaddikim. We didn't kill our Yetzer Hara. We're all benonim over here. We have a ta'ava for, let's call it for our spouses. Okay? Everyone has that, and Baruch Hashem we do, or else there would be no Jewish people today. There would be no children. Second is what?
Food.
The bathroom is not a taiva. The bathroom is a great release, as the Gemara Masechet Berachot Daf Samech says. But the truth is food. Food is a great ta'ava. People love food. They'll go to the ends of the world to try new food. There are bloggers and YouTubers and Instagrammers and all the satanim. They go to Afghanistan. They'll go to Afghanistan or to Hungary to try their goulash, to try their borscht. Sure. I'm telling you, they'll do. They go on a plane just to try it. The last taiva, which is the sweetest thing in the world, is sleep. Sleep. The sweetness of sleep is unparalleled. The sweetness. When you try sleep, when it's that moment of sleep, the Gan Eden you feel, it's a total release. It's a total release. I'm just giving my neshama over. people who love sleep, it's a very normal thing. You want sleep. You want the sleep.
Well, is that a true submission?
Huh?
Is that a true submission?
It's the ultimate submission. Sleep is the ultimate giving over the neshama.
Oh.
Some people, their neshama go to the klipa. Some of them go to the kedusha. We already learned in the shears, right? What are the 3 ways to give your neshama over to the kedusha?
Yes.
Number 1, when you wear tefillin, to not don't be mesiach dat min tefillin with the kavanot, that are small kavanot. Eke havaya almonai, right? Then absagma. The second kavanah is what? What's the second thing? The second thing to do to make sure your neshama doesn't go to the klipa with vidui, specifically vidui. To make sure when you say vidui, to say every single avera you did. If you can't remember every single one, I'm going to give you a hint. Hihure avera, bitul Torah. That's for sure you have to say every single day. And the third thing is to give tzedakah to somebody who did it, who doesn't know who he's getting it from. If you do one of these 3 things every single day, you could be sure that your neshama doesn't go to the klipa when you sleep at night. You could be sure.
What is it again?
Okay? Number 1, to say vidui before you go to sleep. Anna Hashem, Patati, Avidi, Pashati. But you have to know the averos you did that night. I'm really telling you right now, Bitul Torah and Yirurei Avera, you right away have to say them right away. Okay? Yeah, Bitul Torah, everybody here does Bitul Torah. Because everybody here knows we have a lot of time to learn Torah and that we don't. And number 2, listen, I'll tell you something crazy. Let's say you can't concentrate when you learn Torah. I can't concentrate. I have too much balagan in my head right now. We're going to learn tonight, if we're going to get to this. If we're going to learn tonight, there is certain parts of the Torah that if you learn them, you don't even have to have kavanah. Just read it. Just read it. And that's not Bitul Torah. It's not Bitul Torah. Like Tehillim, we're going to learn tonight. People don't know the secret of Tehillim. Tehillim. What's Tehillim, Rabbi Isai? What's Tehillim? I don't want to get into it. I want to read it from you from inside. And if a person doesn't have Tehillim, who gives us the right to think of shtuyot? To think of things we're not supposed to think of. We don't have that right. I'm going to tell you something that I read today. Where did I see it? In the Pele Yoetz, I think. Did I see it in the Pele Yoetz? Maybe. You know, we all call ourselves Shomer Shabbat. I'm sure everybody over here is Shomer Shabbos on a very high level. At least b'maaseh. And maybe some of us here, most of b'dibur. I'm telling you guys something right now. I learned today, that Shemirat Shabbat is not complete until we also do the machshava. Also over here. Shemirat Shabbat also has to be machshava.
In what sense?
In the sense that when Shabbat comes, you have to learn how to not only break up yourself from your cell phone, b'maaseh, not to touch your phone, but also not to think about your stocks, not to think about your business, not to think about your house, not to think about your constructions, not to think about all these things. You have to be mevatel. Mevatel means to nullify all the machshavot you have on Shabbat from all the chol, from all the business problems in yeshiva, problems in chinuch. You have to cancel it all out. On Shabbat, you have to feel like you're in Gan Eden. And I learned today that's the real Shemirat Shabbat. And I also learned today that that's the Segulot, that during the week you can also have bracha to keep your mind clean from all the shtuyot. Yeah, I learned that today. Because if you keep Shabbat Maaseh, you have bracha from all your parnasah during the week. B'dibur, you keep Shabbat, you have bracha and all the dibur during the week. You're a salesman, you need a dibur, right? If you have Shemirat Shabbat b'machshava, you can have Shemirat Hirhure Avera during the whole week.
Possible?
Yeah, I tell you something, it is possible. It's not only possible, that's our problem as Jews. We underestimate ourselves. We don't hold ourselves on a high level. We should hold ourselves on a very high level. We have a lot of power. A lot of power. Especially Chodesh Elul Hazeh, Gesundheit. I want to say something about the Vayavors. We talked about Menashe, we're going to get back to Menashe. What's true teshuvah? When I say Vayavor, This guy, I don't remember, the Gemara says in Masechet Sanhedrin, Perek Yud Aleph, he used to learn Parashat Kohanim. Sefer Vayikra, I don't remember, 70 different ways. Like he was so smart, he was a Gdol Ador. He was Mamish a Gdol Ador. And he fell to the point where he did Averot with his own sister. Not because he wanted to, that's the secret. Because he just wanted to make Hashem upset. That means he, by purpose, special, just to make Hashem upset.
That means he didn't enjoy it.
He didn't even enjoy it, he just did it just for the sake of
doing it.
just to do it. I want to touch every Avera there is there out there. When he was going to be burnt alive in the Egel, I think the Medrash or the Gemara says over there that he had an index, a book, of all the Avodah Zaras he called out. Baal, Yoshka, all the Avodah, and nothing answered him. Until he said to Hashem, Hashem, I'm testing you. Look at the guts. Look at the kahunas. After he said, if you really, Elokei Avraham, Elokei, you're going to save me over here from a burning pot. Mazel over here. I'm going to save from a burning pot. It's about to, they're gonna make him ala ish right now. And Hashem, the Malachei Asher says, Hashem, make from him an example. Burn him. Yalla, finish.
What?
Finish him off.
At the fire.
Yeah. The Malachei. Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Nuriel, Uriel, Raziel, Matat, Sandal. All they said, Hashem, finish him off. He put a Yoshka sign in the Beit HaMikdash. Lahavdil. You know what Hashem said? If I don't accept him, I can never accept any Baal Tshuva. He's the apex, the top of the biggest Rasha. If I accept him, I'm going to show everybody that I can accept everybody. And Hashem accepted him. Ribono Shel Olam. And he was king after that, I think for another 20 years or something. He was longest king, 52 years he was king. David was 40 years, Shlomo was 40. After that was 10, 12, 15, 20. His Chizkiah, less, not that 20, maybe in the 20s. He was king for 52 years. Menashe.
It was blessing.
It wasn't a blessing. Why? He has no Olam Haba.
So let him go over here.
Yeah.
Something, but you don't have.
But in Shamayim, he's the head of all the Baalei Tshuva, says the Ramchal. There's a machlok in the Gemara if he has Tchiyat HaMetim or not. Rabbi Yehuda says he has Tchiyat HaMetim. Chachamim say he has no Tchiyat HaMetim.
How is he about Tshuva?
He's about Baal Tshuva. But you listen, Baal Tshuva, you still have to. There's rules. There's rules. Don't be a liberal. Don't go left on me. Don't go left. There are rules over here. You gotta pay for what you did. Many people today, by the way, could be Mishorish Nishmat Menashe. Many people today. Why? He was a big Shorish Neshama. And the Neshama split. So a lot of us over here could be his last Nitzasot. Many people who were Rishayim in the beginning of their life and they became Choser B'Tshuva could be from Mishorish Neshama. It's very possible. Especially since according to the Tanakh, he has no Olam Haba. Rabbi Yehuda says yes. I want to tell you guys today the secret of V'ya'avor. When I say V'ya'avor, why? Between me and you. The Ben Ish Chai counts levels of putting on tefillin. He says there are some people who put on tefillin, how you say, Kechamor b'masoi. Like a donkey carrying his the weight. I gotta put on tefillin today. Yeah, it's like a chore. That's the guy that, I'm saying, the Shem Yehud. Kavanot. He counts 12 levels. Also, same thing, but tefillah. There was one big rabbi, his name was, we all know him, Nachmanides. That's Latin for the son of Nachman. Rabbeinu Moshe ben Nachman. The Ramban, he lived 750 years ago. One of the most learned person in the world. I think we could all agree over here that if somebody here was the student of the Ramban, it means that he was a big shishka. Right? He was some serious stuff. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
It's like a half yes over there. Yes, no, I'm thinking. The Ramban in Sfarad, in Aragon, he had a student. This student was a big Talmid Chacham. Something serious. We're talking serious stuff. Listen, the Shulchan Aruch calls the Ramban Amud HaOlam. You know what Amud HaOlam is? The pillar of the world. The Shulchan Aruch calls the Ramban Amud HaOlam. The Ramban had a student that was a crazy Talmid Chacham, something out of this world. Like a person who would learn 24/7. Like he loved like Ben Azai. You know, Ben Azai was a son-in-law of Rabbi Akiva. But then he divorced his wife. Because he said, I can't stay married, I have to learn Torah. He couldn't stay married, I need to learn Torah. I can't, he was crazy about Torah. The Ramban used to see his student, when he would daven, like this he would daven. Like he would bite his teeth, like, he would look around here. Like this he would daven. Yeah, we know those people, right? Like it's like, next, like it's a chore, like, next. What's next? I think he would go check his Robin Hood. No, back to Limud Torah. The Ramban sent to him. Ramban, imagine your Rebbe was the Ramban. Sfatayim Yishak. He said to him, you're making a mistake. You have to put more into your tefillah, he said. He said, Rebbe, aval kiem chayecha ve'orech yamecha. You need to learn. Rebbe. Ramban said, you're making a mistake. Like this, the Ramban would warn him, you're not davening correctly. You're not putting time into tefillah. This story I'm telling you is brought down by the Reshit Chochmah, Rabbi Eliyahu Dividash, the student of the Ramak and the Gilgul of Shmaya Va'aftalion. In his book, Reshit Chochmah, he says, after so many times his Rebbe warned him, there was a parash. Parash means, like you have in the chess, you have the bishop, the king, the queen, then you have the knight. There was one Spanish knight, one of the knights, with a K, not an N, K-N. He saw this student's daughter. His daughter. This is a story brought down by the Reshit Chochmah. And she was a chashava girl, a tzedeket, tznuah. And a Satan came inside this knight, this Spaniard knight. He forced himself onto her on the table where her father was learning Torah in the yeshiva. While the father was there, and he ripped his clothes ba'avelut. And the Ramban, this is the words of the Reshit Chochmah, said to his student, because you're mizalzel b'tfilah. Because your tefillah for you is it's nonsense. It's like it's a burden. When can I come to shul? So when can I get out as the earliest time possible?
So it was punishment.
Yes.
Wow.
For him, for that student, it was the end of the world. How could such a thing happen to him? On the table, not the secret, on the table where he learned Torah. These are the words of the Reshit Chochmah Rabbi Eliyahu Dividash. We're not the students of the Ramban over here, obviously. Hashem is not coming to us with we're the Ekev Sheba Ekev, but we have to understand where is our obligation in Klal Yisrael. There's 15 million Jews. Out of that, 2 million, let's say, keep Shabbat. Out of that, how many learn Torah day by day? Out of that, who comes to Shiur during the week? You guys are the cream of the crop. You guys here are the students of the Ramban of this generation. You guys are the continuation of the Torah. What is your obligation in Tefillah? It's a big obligation. especially when I'm about to teach you, B'ezrat Hashem Yitbarach, when you say Vayavor Amonai, one time, I'm not going to say what a woman once told me, somebody related to me, don't worry. I don't speak to women that are not related to me. My Rebbe doesn't even look in the face. When he speaks to her, he doesn't even look at their face. That's my Rebbe. We're not over there yet. Yeah, we wouldn't have a job. So, one woman once told me, she said, "Oh, I love slichot." Why would you be there? Maybe share with me the secret, yeah? When they say, Vayavor Amonai al Pana. What is it, a concert for you? I feel the koach of the slichot. That's what you say to an amaret, to a woman. You know, they feel like, and you know what's crazy? We have to learn from them. Rabbi Yeshua ben Hananiah said that. In my life, nobody beat me in a machloket, except for 3. A child and a woman, and I forget the third one. Sometimes the timimut, the simplicity of a woman could defeat your intellects. Those women who say we enjoy slichot, they'll wake up 5 in the morning and ashmor tabok to do slichot. While we're snoring on our beds till 8, 9 o'clock and say ha da, or go to as if to go to mincha to say slichot. Once again, it's my opinion. You don't have to follow me or nothing. I want to say to you guys the secret of the Vaya'avor. I have only 2-3 minutes. What's the secret of Vaya'avor Amonai al Panav Ikra Amonai Amonai? You like, you're one of those, You like the Zareka. You like that, huh? Kol hakavod. So first of all, Vaya'avor. Moti, you just got this for the love of God.
That's the one? The blue one.
See, I said Moti, it worked. Vaya'avor. Yes. Okay. Ayin is how much? 70. Rish is how much? 200. We got 270. Yud is how much? 10. That's how much? 280. Nice. 6 and 2 is how much? 288. Does it sound familiar for our Lashem people? Rapach Nitzotzot. Vaya'avor is the secret of Aliyat Kol Nitzotzot HaKedusha.
Why the 5 times?
You forgot the beginning of the shir, for the love of God. Keneged HaChamisha Partzufim. Arich, Abba, V'ima, Zav, v'Nok.
I get it, but why specifically? Why do we have to do it 5 times?
Every partzuf
Has
has
his own
its own 288.
Well, what about the other 5?
But if there was only one, Habibi, would have been in Olam Haba a long time ago.
Why do we do it every day? One.
Every day has its own Rapach Nitzotzot. Every day has its own Rapach Nitzotzot. There is enough Rapach Nitzotzot, as my Rebbe used to say, to fill 6,000 years. If we all do tshuva, we pick it up before it's time. If not, he's going to come in its time. It means there is a time. You can't force Mashiach. You're not going to force him. They tried already. You're not going to force him. He's going to come either in his time, but if we all do teshuvah, it's going to come before his time. Why? Through teshuvah, which is the binah, which is before the Rapach Nitzotzot, we could take them all out in one shot. And I think our chances are looking in its time. I think we've tried that before its time already. Now here's the secret. When I say the Vaya'avor, I could say it like a chamor. Pardon my language. I could say with everybody, yeah, I'm doing something. The chamor also takes the package from point A to point B. Well, we don't want to be chamorim. We want to be Adam. Vayikra Shemam Adam. There's 13 attributes. Now I'm telling you this right now. During these 40 days, what had happened during these 40 days? Look at me, Rabbi Yisai. Moshe Rabbeinu prayed in Pirkei Rabbi Eliezer by the foot of Har Sinai for 40 days. He started last night. Last night he started. That's why there's a machlok in the poskim. Can I say slichot on Rosh Chodesh? You know that, guys? There are poskim that say I have to start slichot on Rosh Chodesh. Unbelievable. You guys didn't understand the magnitude of what I said. It's okay. During these 40 days, why is it so powerful? The Gemara says, Aluva kala shezinta tachat chupata. It's one thing if a woman, Chas Shalom, is mizaneh 10 years down the line in a hotel in Honolulu. But to do the znut under the chuppah of what you got married, right in your Sheva Brachot, would the husband forgive? In the chuppah, wearing your wedding dress, you're gonna do the znut? Hashem did forgive us. With the tefillot of Moshe Rabbeinu during those 40 days. That means these 40 days, if we would only understand, my Rebbe used to say this in Elul. What was the tefillot of Moshe Rabbeinu during these 40 days? It must have been something out of this world. Like something like Kriyat Olamot. Like he must have ripped the Olamot into shreds. To make Hashem forgive us. When we were mizaneh in the chuppah, wearing our wedding dress on the same spot in the wedding hall, it must have been in tefillah. So when we say Moshe Rabbeinu, how much kavod, how much ahava we have to have just to say that name, Moshe Rabbeinu. What did he do? And on this, the slichot, when you say, look at the slichot. Kel melech yoshev al kisei achayu mitnaheg b'chasidu mochel avot amo ma'avi rishon rishon marbe michila l'chatayim ustcha leposhim oseh tzedakot עם כל בשר ורוח לא קראתם להם גומל אל הורתנו למידות 16 זכור לנו היום ברית 13 כמו שהודעת לעניו מקדם. What does that mean? All until that time we say, Hashem, you're amazing, you're mitneg b'chasidut, you're a chasid, you get up from the deen to the rachamim. But stop! Kemo shehodata le'anav mikedem. That means Michael doesn't know the secret, Gabriel doesn't know the secret, Nuriel, Ariel, Raziel, Malach Memtet, Malach Yudfei, Malach Sandal, Malach Rosh Yeshiva Shel Olamot Elyoim. Nobody knows the secret. Kemo shehodata. You said the secret to Le'anaf, to the humble one, Mikedem, from the days of yesteryear. Wow. When we say this pasuk, we have to shake from the kavod of Moshe Rabbeinu. Kemo shehodata le'anav Mikedem. Moshe Rabbeinu was the first one to tap into the secret. What's that secret? Ve'avor Amonai ve'avor. To pick up the Nitzotzot. Al panav va'ikra Amonai. Amonai. What's Amonai? Amonai. Why am I saying his name twice? You guys ask yourself this question? Now you're asking it. Well, listen, I'm already past my time over here. I'm not gonna tell you right now what's the Amonai. I didn't even tell you guys what I wanted to prepare today. I had to wing it anyways. I'm gonna tell you right now what's the secret of Amonai. I'm just gonna let you know one thing. When you say Amonai, be very careful to make a stop between the two. Amonai. Don't say Amonai. Don't do that. Be very careful. That's Apikorsut. The Ari HaKadosh taught us, be very careful. Do Amonai. It's two different shefas of Hashem. We're trying to fix, we're trying to complete it, and by saying Hashem, it's not good. You gotta make Amonai. That's why there is a pasek in the middle. Amonai. Kel, Rachum, V'chanun. What's this Kel, Rachum, V'chanun? I'm going to teach you the smallest Kavanot there is. I'm telling you right now, this is the smallest Kavanot. There isn't smaller than this. I can't beat it down more than this. This is the smallest Kavanot. All of you guys have to have this Kavanot. You see, we have 13 attributes, right? Kel, Rachum, V'chanun, Erech, Apayim. Erech Apayim is two different tikunim. Verav Chesed, Ve'emet. Gesundheit. Notzer Chesed, I'm putting a star before next to Notzer Chesed. This midah, that's called mazala. 78th Avenue. That's where your bread comes from, mazala. Hakol talui b'mazal, says the Zohar. Afilu sefer Torah sheba echad. That's this mazala, Notzer Chesed. Le'alafim. No se'avon. Vafesha. Vafesha. V'chata, it's a fe, not a pe. V'chata. V'nakeh. Right? That's 13 altogether. Yes or no? That's your beard. The Mikubalim used to touch their beard and kiss it. Like this.
Every word?
Yeah, exactly. They used to know each one of these is a different part of your beard. Each one of these is a different part of your beard. For example, kel, that's this part of your beard, your peot. Whoever cuts off his peot with a razor, he's destroying his rachamim in his life. He's destroying it. Disclaimer: all those guys who take those, all those fade shmades as if he's some kind of, that's what's up. I'm just letting him know it's all a backlash. He's only doing something to himself. I just want to skip you to the big ones. V'chata'a is your lips. Your lips is one of the tikkunim. Your lips. That's why the Ari would cut off his beard that covers his lips. Not like the Chabadnikim, which let their beard grow to cover their lips.
Completely.
No. The Ari would open it up.
Shalom.
Shalom. The Ari was for the Shalom by doing it. You got to let the Chabadnikim, that's me. Now, the 8th tikkun and the 13th tikkun are called a mazala. That's the length of your beard. You ever pay attention? Some people, their beard grows long. Some people, their beard is it doesn't grow. Yeah, some people have to grow their beard. Yeah. Some people, it goes this way. Forget about it. He needs some. Listen, that guy, he's on the next level over here. He's Mo'olam HaNikudim. What's the Kavanah here? Now I'm going to tell you the Kavanah. You see these 13 attributes?
Yeah.
That's not what makes the Rachamim. That's the Chitzoniyut of the Tikkunim. That's the Chitzoniyut of the Yak Tikkunei Dikna. The Neshama of them is Mi'el Kamocha Noseh Avon ועובר אלפי שעה לשארית נחלתו, לא החזיק לאדם בו כי חפץ חסד הוא, ישוב ירחמנו, יכבוש עוונותינו, ותשליך, why do we do תשליך? Because of this. ותשליך במצולות ים כל חטאותם, תיתן אמת ליעקב, חסד לאברהם, אשר נשבעת לאבותינו, מימי קדם. That's the paragraph in the Navi. Whenever you say kel, you have to think of the exact part it's his pnimiyut. For example, when you say kel, you have to think of, this is the smallest kavanah, I can't get less than this. Now you understand the difference between the slichot and the slichot? Now you understand the difference? Do you understand the difference now? Slichot is slichot, but you have to have kavanah. 6 o'clock. Shkot, let me do it from the beginning. Gesundheit. Kel. Kel, you have to think, is keneged mi kel kamocha. Rachum is keneged nose avon. V'chanun is keneged v'over al pesha. Erech לשארית נחלתו. אפיים לא החזיק לעד אפו.
This is the simplest one?
This is the simplest kavanah. Now, you ran away already? That's it? It was too much? It was fire? Give me an Avat HaKodesh, please. Give me Avat HaKodesh. You're already there. Let's be productive. Give me Avat HaKodesh. Yes. I'm not going to teach you a Kavanot that you guys can't do on the inside. For the love of God. Let's open up to Shahari. Yeah. 189. What are you over here? Mikubal? 189? Ah, he's right. All the way from left field. He's right. Let's look at it inside. Page 189. All you guys have a safe? Take a safer. Yeah, we're graduating. Graduate, your voice. Take up it. Give also Gabriel a safer. Give him you never realize. Years you've been using the safer, it didn't think of you to papam to open up your eyes. Yeah? Say we're gonna open it tonight.
So that's why it's such a big deal on Rosh Hashanah.
Exactly. Yom Kippur specifically. When we do it 26 times.
Yeah, come on.
And imagine who's the Chazan that's davening for the people in these shuls. Bish. Matzavam Bish. Chazan that his wife doesn't cover her hair. Kids don't go to yeshiva. He doesn't go to the mikveh. He doesn't have a beard. And he's saying mi el kamo. He's saying vayavor. Now I'm a liberal.
Maybe.
In the conservative way. I'm very open to ahava. But if you're a chazan, if you don't know how to drive a plane, don't drive the plane. Sorry, you guys. Sue me. Alright? If you guys don't know, then don't go up. You understand what I'm saying? The guy doesn't have a beard. How are you being chazan? How are you saying Ker Rachum v'Chanun Erech Apayim? You don't have a beard. The Baba Sali HaKadosh wouldn't allow a person in his minyan who didn't have a beard.
Wow.
To this extent. My wife tells me I have to shave. Tell her to shave. And I said, what do you mean? A man, his kedusha is his beard.
That's his tame.
This is his. The lion is only with. This is mane. Mazit. At least if you're a chazan, you're going up there. You understand? And what's the two most important tefillot? Musaf and Ni'ilah. Shortest, but most important. Yes, on Yom Kippur. On Musaf, he's a Kohen Gadol. The Chazan is bimkom Kohen Gadol. What are we looking for? The high note. Come over here, we're going to show you some high notes. Let's get real over here. He's half deaf already. Look at page 180. You get it. Give him a nice head rub over there. Page 189. Vayavor Hashem on the bottom. Al panav. That's a zareka. On top of the panav is a zareka. Al panav. Vayikra. It's a segolta on top of vayikra. You should know these ta'amim. You should. I'm giving it to you right now. Amonai. Arich. Keter is giving to Zah. Keter is giving to the first partsuf is giving it. The first partsuf is giving to the fourth partsuf. Why? The fourth partsuf only has 9 tikkunim. 9. That's din. We have to finish him to 13. Kel. What's say next to kel? Mi el kamod. That's the neshama. You gotta connect the both of them. Rachum, Nose Avon. V'chanun, over al pesha. Erech, Lisherit, Nachalato. Apayim, Lo Ichzik, Le'ad Apo. V'rav Chesed, what's the neshama? Ki Chafetz, Chesedu. Chesed. Ve'emet, what is that? Yashuv, Yerachamenu. Notzer Chesed. You have Shem Ab over there, because that's the Mazalah. The Mazalah is Shem Ab. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm already in Notzer Chesed. Oh, נוצר חסד תאמין, נוצר חסד יכבוש עוונותינו, לאלפים, that's where all our gevurot are. All your satans and everything is in that alafim. We have to sweeten them. And look at the kavanah on the bottom. I'm going to teach you this kavanah right now. I can't teach it to you. Skip. Nose avon. Look at Yud on the bottom. Titen emet le'akov. Vafesha, not the fasha. Not pasha. Vafesha. וחסד לאברהם, וחטאה שנשבעת על אבותינו, ונקה מימי קדם. If you have this kavanah and our level over here, you've tapped into the bare minimum of the Yad Tikunei Dikna. Whatever it does, it's like you're asking for your boss for a raise. He could give you an extra $5 an hour, or he could give you an extra 50. What do you want?
Or 5 million.
You want to open up the shefa or no?
Let's open
You gotta do more avodah. You gotta invest in the avodah, Abraham. I'm here in Elul. Unfortunately, I couldn't delve into what I wanted, especially Tehillim. I had a nice in Tehillim, but that's the Torah. Torah is mitgaber, nar perad, mitgaber, impurvu. So I want to tell you guys, we have a shiur this week and next week. After next week till Rosh Hashanah, we probably won't have a shiur. We have to get ready also for Rosh Hashanah. And I want to say before we end the shiur, before I wish all you guys bracha v'atzlacha, I want to ask for forgiveness from all you guys over here. If you felt like I was talking about you guys, I probably was. If you felt that whoever's listening and I said something to offend you, it wasn't not in the way you thought, but b'kedusha. And we should always remember, ask for forgiveness, not when a second before Yom Kippur, but beforehand. We always have to ask for mechila, slicha, v'chaparya. Don't be makpid, even though you have a right to be makpid. Go over your meal. It's hard. I'm not saying, and I wouldn't judge you if you don't. But try. And therefore, I'm here. Even though I shouldn't really ask, but I am. To be mochel, v'soleach, u'mechaper, and just you know, I really appreciate you guys. You guys come to the shiur. If it wasn't for you guys, it wouldn't be a shiur. It means you guys are mar betorah. All those listeners out there is because of you guys. Those 200-300 listeners every single shiur. Hopefully you did, and and that's why I censor myself a lot, by the way. There's much more I could reveal to you guys, but I don't. Because I'm very careful to who listens and who doesn't. And so I have to censor myself a bit. And so it's your zechut, Rabbi Isai. I want to tell you a small story. One guy that listens to our shiur, I don't know if he wants me to say his name. So his name is not Abraham. Maybe his Hebrew name is Abraham. I don't know. I think he's a Russian guy. I don't know. But he decided to keep Shabbat a couple of months ago. And he was fired from every job that he was. And he called me up and he said, I want to sponsor your shiur. I want to do pidyon nefesh, this and that. And this past week he texted me and emailed me. And he said, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but the way he got his job, he went into the interview, they already hired him on the spot. And he said he emailed me, he's like, it was something out of the movies. I emailed him, I was like, I haven't seen a movie in a while, you have to explain to me exactly how it happened. He said it was mamish, like it was a nes shebanisim. How they and they gave me off on Shabbat and thing. And this guy lives out here, I don't know, somewhere in Ohio. I don't know where he lives, I forgot. But it was mamash big kiddush Hashem. So Baruch Hashem, a person who perseveres, Baruch Hashem, and all of you guys over here, Baruch Hashem, you guys all have a sweet New Year. B'parnasa tova, b'shefara, b'zivugim agunim, b'kol habrachot, b'kol hatzlachot. We're still gonna meet each other, but just as a Rosh Chodesh Elul, introduction, maybe all learn to have true avodat Hashem, make slichot, even if you don't, at least do tikkun chatzot. May Hashem bless all of us with bracha v'atzlacha. You show kol ha-menachizenu, right? Amen.